Você começa a navegar agora pelo Ondas Impressas, o seu podcast sobre o universo da impressão. Olé, militantes da impressão, aqui Tânia Galluzzi e comigo, direto de Berlim, Hamilton Costa.
Olá, Tânia. Olá, pessoal. Sempre muito bom estar com vocês conosco. Hoje um ambiente, um episódio todo diferente, né, Tânia? Com convidados especiais, local especial, tá certo? Meio longe do Brasil, mas fantástico. Vamos em frente. Tudo novo.
É isso aí, pois é, pessoal. O Hamilton foi para Berlim para participar da Fespa Global Print Expo, ou simplesmente Fespa Berlim. E ele tá ao lado dele, tá o Alexandre Keese, diretor da APS Eventos Corporativos, que é o organizador, a empresa organizadora da Fespa Brasil. Muito bom ter você aqui novamente, Ale.
Eu que agradeço pela oportunidade de a gente poder tanto conversar durante a Fespa em Brasil, mas agora especialmente diretamente de Berlim, né? Falando sobre tecnologia, sobre inovação, sobre novidade. Um imenso prazer.
Bom, e tem mais gente aqui conosco, pessoal. Nós temos o imenso prazer de receber aqui o Andreas Weber, que é jornalista, palestrante, podcaster, educador, influenciador da indústria de impressão, e também o Jacques Michiels, que é especialista na indústria de impressão. Eles se intitulam Print Lovers, amantes da impressão, e aqui para nós, né, gente, militantes da impressão. E recentemente eles se uniram para criar o podcast Print is Back, que já está no seu 4º episódio, o Hamilton inclusive já participou. Eu estou muito feliz de fazer esse collab aqui com eles. Então é um prazer. Andreas, Jacques, it's a great pleasure to have you here.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tanya. Hi, Hamilton and Alexander. Of course. Hi, Andreas. So yeah,
Hi,
fantastic
side,
that we have this collab together. It's exciting, and as we couldn't be in Berlin, we're so happy that you are there and that we can have a chat.
É ótimo. Bom, gente, pessoal, o objetivo aqui hoje é a gente falar da Fespa Berlim, que é uma feira voltada para comunicação visual e para sinalização, e também a gente vai falar um pouco do mercado da indústria de impressão na Europa, e a gente vai aproveitar para fazer um comparativo entre a Fespa Brasil e a Fespa Berlim. E em meio a essa agitação, né, da Fespa Berlim, em meio à agitação da feira, as empresas que estão lá participando, é essencial que elas tenham materiais que se destaquem e que transmitam autenticidade. E é exatamente isso que você consegue utilizando os papéis especiais da Blend Paper. Papéis com cores, com texturas exclusivas e que vão incorporar toda essa exclusividade, essa personalidade a qualquer trabalho, qualquer projeto que vocês estiverem desenvolvendo.
É isso aí.
Bom, pessoal, todos apresentados, eu passo a palavra para o Hamilton, que vai conduzir essa conversa aqui hoje. Bora lá, Hamilton.
Ok, nós vamos falar parte em português, vamos falar parte em inglês para integrar todo mundo e participar. I think the first thing should be show a little bit about Fespa Berlin. It's okay? How it's going, how big it is, what's the highlights that we have here. So I will ask Alex to help me that because he's very specialized in Fespa too.
Okay.
So we can talk a little bit. So Alex, we've seen eight pavilions here.
Yes, that's true.
8 pavilions. We still don't have the number of visiting people because they are running the show.
So far, we are just working on that. So, but it's a nice pleasure to present Fespa Global Print, which is our main trade show in Europe.
Is it the biggest?
It's the biggest
Is
one
it the
so far.
biggest?
Yes. We
Okay.
have 8 different halls over here presenting so many different technologies, innovations, trends, which for me it's a great pleasure. More than 600 exhibitors showing that technology and also 100 new launches during the show. So it's quite special moment for us from the industry to see how it goes, what the future is planning for us, and especially for the print community.
And we see at least 4 divisions inside the show, at least. It's a large format, that's the biggest part. Second by Sino, because there is a European sign Expo at the same time. How about old textile?
Textile is famous inside Fespa also, and we can see the move that we do have screen printing, which is very strong, but a lot of applications nowadays can be done through the digital technology. We can see this technology changing the game and allowing a lot of different things. And we also have the personalization experience, which is a great opportunity to understand new applications and how print can open more opportunities for us.
So it's a big show, and I will start asking you, Jack and Andreas, how you see the European market, okay? Because you have a lot of challenges to all world, but especially to Europe, with Trump's tariffs, and beside the war that's inside Europe for almost 3 years, and not well resolved, even with Mr. Trump. And so how is this affecting? We know that the German economy is not so good. I don't know about Belgium. How could you tell us a little bit about the European market? How do you see that?
Well, as you were saying, Hamilton, from my point of view, in, let's say, the Benelux area, but basically it's the same more or less in all of Europe. Of course, there's in my mind that I hear a lot, quite a bit difference in let's say, the economy and the outlook in the economy in the different parts of our graphic industry. You guys, you are at Fespa at the moment, so that's the very large. You already touched upon it. It's signage, textiles, and large format. In Europe, we mainly see that these areas are slightly growing. So it's different. It's not really commodity printing, is it? So it's mainly, let's say, the offset, the standard printers like offset printing and book printers, etc., that have quite some difficulty in sustaining their productions. So, of course, the print runs get shorter, the turnaround times have to be faster, and then, of course, the whole question of digital printing with personalized print. Of course, you need that digital printing, inkjet technology. So that is for those who can adopt, and most of all, who can invest in those new technologies. They make good paces forward. The rest, is a difficult times. And of course, with the Trump tariffs and stuff, I think that it's more to do with export of, or import in America, for that matter, of machinery. So I think it's more the manufacturers who are having a bit more troubles now in exporting and selling their equipments overseas. That's what we hear, that's what we see. So, but yeah, to come back to the Fespa subject, because you guys, you're at Fespa, and Alexander also, I hear you're the general manager of Fespa Brazil, if I'm not mistaken. So in the large format, we see a lot of nice new developments, it's kind of promising, but a lot of it comes down to several big players in the market that really invest heavily or consolidate into bigger groups. That's what we see mainly here in Europe. So I'm not sure how that compares to Germany or to Brazil, for that matter. Maybe what is your point of view, Andreas?
I totally agree what you was telling us, dear Jacques. And first of all, I have to say I'm a fan of the high level of creativity in Brazil and especially in LATAM. So I experienced that many times in the past. It's a long time ago that I was there last time because of the pandemic. But what I experienced is that people have a very good relationship to make the best out of the creative power which is relating to printed in all those facets. And therefore also I see Fespa as a major event right now. And I'm happy to hear that Fespa, even in your country, in South America, was very successful. And I think in Berlin, it will be also outstanding because when I got it right, it's the first time that the German Printer Association, and they are related mostly to commercial printing, recommended to join Fespa. And this is really a milestone and an indicator, therefore, how the industry is, which direction the industry goes, because commercial printing in the German-speaking countries is shrinking since many years, not from the volume, but from the profit you can make out of that. And even packaging is not growing anymore. So we have a decline of packaging in Europe, and you can see it when you check the numbers from the paper manufacturer side, what they sell. So it's less. And therefore, the Fespa portfolio is very interesting because you have so many different applications which deliver a lot of growth opportunities and also profit. And that is really, really outstanding. And I love the fact that today we have this international round covering almost the half of the whole world in one session. And that's fantastic. And I think we should proceed to exchange ideas, to exchange experiences, and to bring the market forward, covering all those interesting, what we called in the past niche applications, covered by Fespa, are now becoming much more mainstream. And that's my opinion for the moment.
Interesting what you said, because I used to say, based on the statistics, that we have two big segments that's growing in the printing industry in general, the industry of printing. One is label and packaging for sure. The other, what I call the printing of the things. And I think Fespa shows exactly that, the printing of the things, right? But there is one additional thing I'd like to ask you for you three about that, because when I come to shows like Fespa, I see much more younger people. So I see that's part of these new applications, like visual communications, the way the visual communications is coming up. And the other applications, we see more young people interested on it than in traditional printers or commercial printers. That's right. How you see that, Alex and Jack and Andreas?
Yes, what I believe that nowadays we do have more initiatives promoting print, but not just the old way of thinking about printing that used to be someone close to a machine, but through the final product. So can you see this packaging, how beautiful it is, the power it has with the customers at the end, at the other side? Can you see that you can promote a t-shirt, you can print so many different things at that moment? So by promoting the final product, what print can really achieve, just like you said, printing different things, different materials. In the past used to be just ink on paper, and now we can say that it's inking almost any kind of surface that you can imagine. It opens a lot of opportunities, and that digital technology is the main drive for that. Additional, I'd like to share that Fespa has a youth engagement program, which means that we are bringing the new people to the show, we are teaching them, we are sharing information about the print industry, but looking through a different way. Like we had a chance to be with a group of students, of young people coming to the show, showing like the core need solution and just from another perspective, like, can you see this machine? Okay, Amazon has a machine just like this, printing 1 million T-shirts every day. So yes, and you can have a smaller solution like that, and you can start printing in your own home. So you can print for and provide services for your neighborhood, your city. You know, it's available right now. We can scale that. We can show so many different applications, and the same is going on and on here on the show. So we have this opportunity for that.
How both of you see that? The same feeling?
Well, Alexandre, it's an interesting point of view. The thing that I agree upon is that in general, I think we have to spread the positive news about the printing industry in general, be it textile, be it book printing, or be it coffee mugs for that matter. But you're right. I think that the younger generation, like the generation Z and some of the even younger people, they all grew up like in that digital world. You know, everything is very quick. It's like it takes seconds, you know, and they only grab the attention for a couple of seconds, and that's what they're used to. You know, they're all on our phones and stuff. So I do think that even today, and I think also in time, these kids and these youngsters, as you said, I think they're fascinated in getting an other experience than that they are used to. Like before, for us, it was the opposite. I mean, we grew up with print and whatever, and then the online came along, and we were fascinated. So that was for us to change. I think that will change again, and this will create a lot of opportunity, I think, for the printing, and for that matter, I think that will go into more and more into the digital printing, be it garment or whatever type. But the fact is that and all the studies that we read and that we hear about, they all confirm the same thing. They want some kind of a new experience, but it has to be personalized. And Alexandre, you also touched upon it, that you have that special, there was a special area, I think, also at Fespa.
Yeah, the personalization experience is
exactly.
Such a good move.
So I saw it the last time I was at Fespa. I saw that one as well. And they show you all the different possibilities that are now to connect and to produce. But I think it'll take still a little bit more time to also have, let's say, the smaller businesses adapt to those new technologies, and the more that will come into the market, the more these products will become mainstream in the market, and also the investment, I hope, will be attainable for many PSPs, because that was one of my questions that I had for you, Alexandre. We see all these possibilities here, and you were talking a little bit about the fact that also in LATAM, it's an opportunity to have other businesses provide for the neighborhoods and personalized print. But do you think they have the investing capacity to do so in LATAM yet, or already?
Yes, I do believe so, because if you analyze, let's explain a little bit about Brazil, starting from, we are 200 million people over there. So it's a huge market, and even the market by itself, it's very strong. So what's taking place, I believe the same happened in the past in Europe, is like the automation is getting more and more frequent in our region. So we do have a lot of companies producing a lot and taking, and this is changing how printing is done. So yes, they can invest, and I do believe that it's possible. Inside Fespa in Brazil, we had the chance to promote some areas like for sublimation, transfer, and everything. So the investment is not so high. So the main point is, yes, you can find some big companies promoting like a very productive machines, but we do have this entry level, and I strongly believe that we have this in Brazil, that this capability and also the investment.
That's good to hear.
You know that the Fespa is a federation of 37 industry print industry associations around the world. And for the first time, Latin America is taking place as the president of Fespa. He's Mexican. We are together in a meeting yesterday inside the Conlatins Grafs meeting, and we have presented an educational program from our group named Siglat, and they like it too much. Fespa is going to support us, but the most important thing, he asked us to prepare in a very young way of communication using TikTok and other medias to attract even more young people to the industry. He said that Fespa will support us to prepare this presentation, and will spread out all over the world. That's also a very good thing. So I let you, in a way back, I ask you to make us questions. So yes, I think you have something to ask about Brazil, Latin America, etc., and proving that Alex is here with us. Okay.
Yes, of course. So first of all, congratulations on the fact that you have a Latin American president now elected.
Wow,
on the Fespa, your colleague.
Nice.
But what I mean, of course, we're also interested to know a little bit about what are the, let's say, what is actually a Latin American printer or somebody from the industry who's coming to Fespa Berlin? What is he looking for?
They're looking for not only technologies, but they look for ideas. In fact, the way I see people looking for at least three things. As Lex said, looking for automation, how automate more their production, including, is there any AI here?
Yes.
How AI is going to work in printing, etc. Second, to have innovation ideas. And third, to see for sure all the technologies around that. So we're talking about not only the printer machines, but all the surrounded, the systems, softwares, etc., can use to improve and generate new ideas and generate the new products. I think so. Anything else?
No, I believe you are 100% correct. We had a chance to analyze the automation through two different points. One of them, it's including some robots, including some automation inside the process, but I strongly believe that analyzing the software part of it, to understanding your workflow and how it can be made more efficiently, it's one of the main goals. And right now, as you mentioned, with AI, we can do it much faster, much easier. We can find more solutions, and even through the design part of it, we are now able to create even more faster. We have a number here that explaining that when analyzing the AI for the developing of something new, a new design, we can reduce the time of it in 30 to 40%, which is huge, and we can provide even more solutions.
I do have another question, if I may. We've been talking about AI. You just spoke about it. That it's probably one of the biggest challenges and opportunities for that matter as well. Also in the printing industry. But of course, like Hamilton, we had a conversation last week as well, and I I listened very closely to what you said, and I think to draw a little bit a parallel between the European markets and the South American or Brazil markets. I mean, how is the adoption of, let's say, the PSPs and the companies in Brazil in regard to let's say, AI and the implementing of AI tools and automation at this point in time? Because in Europe, I wouldn't say we've already implemented a lot because we're very highly automated already for a big part. As you know, there's a lot of consolidation that already happened like over the last 5 to 10 years. So everybody is more or less, like more industry 3 is already gone. Industry 4.0 is in the works, and 5.0 is on the horizon. How is it with you guys? Are you ready to adopt AI and those technologies?
I will answer from my part, and I let Alex explain his part. What we've seen and talking to the companies, most companies are really interested in knowing how to apply, how to use AI, what's going to happen with AI. But most of them still do not know. I'm talking about Brazil specifically. They still don't know how to use it and how they can apply in their production area. I'm not talking about the generative AI that's much more related to the management and business and marketing, etc. This they are trying a little bit more. So first, how to apply it. Second, how to get it, and what's the price of new equipment that's much more automated and involved with AI, because in Brazil, the technology is very expensive. To import is basically imported. And all the tariffs that we have, all the taxes that we have to pay. I think Mr. Trump should know about that.
Yeah,
for sure. Before doing what he's doing in the United States. Because it's very hard to invest in Brazil because of that. So people think 2 times, 3 times and say, well, it's a word. It's a word to apply AI, but they are looking for information, first of all. For sure, there are a set of companies that have money, they are at the top, and they are really investing in system much more automated using AI for that. Alex, you have your vision about that?
Yes, I do believe that AI has so many different levels of application, starting from something very simple that can be used for sales, actually. So you can put AI to support sales, making the right questions, finding the solution. I can see some companies already doing that for prototypes, which is quite amazing. Like in the past, they used to do I need to prepare some kind of display. I used to run it inside the company using all the workforce that I have inside. And nowadays, I can do it through AI. Less than 5 minutes, I can have so many different options to present to my clients. And when receiving the final approval or go for it, then I can include this product inside and start developing these. And also automation, it's something unique. If you want to change your company, this is the main thing that you have to do. But I do understand that the automation inside a company may be more expensive. So from my point of view, what I can see right now, it's they are using a small solution just to test it, to understand how it goes. And from that, they are increasing the investment and they will be able to bring more technology inside their companies.
As I told you before, we have shrunk the number of companies in Brazil about 20% after pandemics. And the profile of the companies, most are very small, shops or micro companies. It's more than 90% of the market. Even so, there are very, very creative companies around that. They also have integrated franchising like Alpha Graphics, etc. There are a bunch of print shops, but they work very well together as a team, as networking. So not only the big companies can have access to technology, some of the small companies, especially if they work together, they're engaged with their customers. So some of them, they are in traditional markets, are suffering a little bit more, so they're looking for alternatives. That's why trade shows like Fespa is getting track because all the new things that are coming up to the market and bringing new opportunities along. If the people open their minds, they can really find new products around that.
I think we should definitely, when we end the conversation, we should definitely end on a positive, on a high, because that's one of the reasons why Andreas and I started our podcast. The print is back. There's a positive note in that name, and we think it's absolutely true, because over the last 6 years, more or less, 5-6 years, that's according to a study of Print Week. The industry had a growth of about 7 to 8% in revenue. So, like you were saying earlier, or was it Andreas, that basically the turnover isn't going down. So the number of print isn't really going, well, certain segments are going down, but in general, we're not doing that bad. It's just that there is a huge consolidation wave but that's in every industry, because also fueled by AI and all those new technologies of automation and so forth. But I think in general, we have to spread a positive note about print, creative print. And I'm so glad that also you guys see this in Berlin again, like we also saw it a little bit at Drupa last year, that the younger generation is really interested in printed stuff and personalized stuff. And by the way, everybody knows about that Coca-Cola marketing with the names on the cans. Apparently, I read it just last week. They're taking it back into production just because there is a demand, and it's very creative, and I think it's a good thing. So yeah, for all we care, print is super interesting. It's highly technological, and it's fun. It's a fun thing, and I hope that the younger generation discovers it more and more, so we can stay in business.
Hamilton and Ale, I would like to have I have a question about trends in Fespa Berlin. What did you saw? What did you see, Ale? What do you see different in this fair?
I'm sure that Alex can explain much more better than me, but there's some things that I saw. First, the sign area. Okay, I see a very growing application of LED electronic along with printing. That's something interesting. They mix. They do not substitute. They mix all things. So this out-of-home applications, the new opportunities you have around that is pushing the market in a way that I used to say that we have a Formula 1 racing, you have to print the place. If you go to the final of Champions League in Europe, have to print the stadium. So you mix technologies, but you use a lot of print. That's what you see here. That's the trend that you see here. So the numbers of machines, I try to record something. The number of machines, the large formats machines, flatbed machines, the large formats in many ways, sublimation, etc., has increased a lot in the last years. It means there are people looking for it and looking for alternatives and bring it up to the market these new opportunities like that.
Yes, for sure. Well, we have so many trends here. Like first is productivity. Speeds are getting higher and higher, and the quality at the same time is doing the same. So it's nice to see it. It's nice to see also that you can print and have at the same point some kind of effects, like glow effects or matte effects. So during the coloring process, you can print and have the embellishment part being doing at the same time. So I can see more opportunities on that also. So it's nice to see the digital signage merging with print and, like you said, with some digital technologies also. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. So here, trends, it's automation. I believe we started last year, but different applications, mixing different kinds of inks, like knitting inks.
And how about eco-friendly solutions?
Oh, also also extremely important because we can see different kinds of applications. Like nowadays, we need to take care of the eco-friendly and have this sustainability approach. Like just we have here a lot of textile being printed, and you can analyze so many different benefits of it. The first of is logistics. In vinyl, the quality is not the same. With this kind of technology, we have more quality. You can reduce the size of it, the weight of it. So yeah, if I'm going to send it to another person or company, it can be done easier, cheaper. The inks are not so aggressive as it was in the past. So also we have it taking place. And even the energy consumption, it's another thing that we need to consider, that machines are not using the same amount of energy anymore.
Sustainability is a point that we can't really compare. The more that we talk about that in Brazil, we haven't seen the Fespa, the company showing that they have applications on that, but we haven't seen so the way that we see here, sustainability works in all boots, not in most of the boots. That's the green, printing is green, things like that. So have all the conception of sustainability in their sales speech. Okay. I haven't seen that so strongly in Fespa Brasil because many people still do not think this is so important, but it's even time more important.
Yes, because we do need to understand that our country is not so mature as in Europe. So we don't have the same amount of investment and money also. So first, they are just trying to deliver something, to produce something new. And by doing that in the future, the next part of it, it's going to be, okay, how can I be more sustainable by doing that? So it's a working process from my point of
view. And you don't have the European Commission of legislation either, I think.
That's it. Also true.
That's it. Well, my friends, if you have any additional questions, I don't have any additional questions now, but if I have a pleasure, it's been a pleasure to be with you, for sure, especially in this mix of podcasts, this podcast connection. Yeah, Jack.
I have one last question.
Okay, go.
How was the turnout? Was there a lot of people? How was it?
Yes, quite impressive. I believe it was our best show ever. You know, the first 3 days was just amazing. Just amazing. A lot of people coming to the show, attending. And I believe that Fespa now reached a new concept. So I'm very glad to be part of it.
Especially yesterday because it's a holiday here. It's the day of victory. And here in Berlin was a holiday, so people improved the time to come to the show too. That's a good thing. Okay, Tânia?
I love have you here. Thank you very much, Andreas. Thank you, Jacques. Thank you, Ale. Obrigada, pessoal. Foi ótimo esse papo.
Just one more thing to say that next year we're going to have Expo Print in Brazil. It's the biggest show in Latin America every 4 years, so it's going to be even bigger this year. Right? Yes. Could you say something to us about that?
Yes, Expo Print takes place every 4 years. It's the main show in the South America. Fespa has a pavilion inside. We will be presenting so many different applications for the commercial, printing, packaging, everything. So it's going to be a nice opportunity to have you all there. So please, you are more than invited to be with us, to understand more about our industry, because I loved the way you said that print is back. And I believe if you let me add something, like it has such an engagement power. So it's quite impressive how print can change the mood, how print can engage with people. And honestly, I believe that print is going to do it forever. That's it.
Obrigado.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you next time.
Obrigado.
É isso, pessoal.
Obrigado. Abração a todos.
Thank you.
Beijo, Tânia. Tudo de bom.
Beijo para todo mundo. É isso aí, pessoal. Até o próximo episódio. Beijão.